Hey, alright everyone, welcome back to your side quest Contact. I've been feeling a little creative, so we're gonna walk through some story creation, and we're gonna create an alien story. As we did the exploration series together, and we were looking through the various sources for these role-playing games. I got really nostalgic about the Alien, and I wanted to come back to that and kind of take a look through it. Read through the book a little, kind of refamiliarized myself with some of the concepts and the mechanics, and I wanted to create start off creating a story for this. Now, I'm not going to use this story in case any of my home players are watching these videos. I'm not going to give away what the story is about. But this is the path I will take if I get back into running an alien game, which I would like to do. I'm in a few groups with friends, and currently two of those groups other people are running. And when it comes to my turn, I think I'm going to go with this. All right, so now with alien play, we talked when we did the exploration. Excuse me. We talked about the two types of play. You got just the standard short. You're trapped on a station on a ship, and there's a xenomorph loose. And then you're trying to get through all that. And that's fine. I'm more of a campaign play type person. I like longer games that extend over multiple sessions, months, maybe even into a year. And through that time, you get to see real good character development from the player characters. Just like in a good story, you want to see the characters develop. You don't want them stagnant. You don't want them static. Those are boring stories to me. So I like to see those characters kind of grow and develop, and things happen to them. They have to make tough decisions, and you don't really get that in a short type session. But that's just my preference, right? There's nothing wrong with that, but with the shorter type of play styles, the one shots, the brief adventures, those are totally fine. And I've run those and I've played those. My preference is the longer campaign style play. So that's what we're going to talk about. Now, to do this, we have to come up with a home base, right? Let's put the player somewhere. This is where they're going to start, and we're going to come up with some good details on this. Now, one thing as going through this book that I've learned is that these spots, these locations, these are not vacation spots. These are not tourist spots. These are hard places to live, but there's something valuable there that somebody wants, like a political group, a government, or a powerful corporation. So they're willing to make their people endure whatever hardships that setting can throw at them to get to that valuable resource, whatever that might be. So let's think about that world. Let's see, we're going to go down to star systems. I'm going to zoom in some here so we kind of take a look. And the path I came up with is it's not linear. We got to go back and forth between a few pages, but that's all right. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is determine what kind of star is going to be, where the players are at. This is their home base, right? And this is where we're going to introduce our players. This is where they're going to start their various adventures from. There might even be adventures here on this colony that they have to interact with. Now, we don't have a table here, so we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 types of stars listed. So let's just throw out a d6. Got me a character sheet here so I can get some dice. What? No, we don't want that up here. Okay. And throw out a d6. Alright, so what kind of star are we going to get? White main sequence. White main sequence stars that burn hot and brightly. Now I got me starting up a little note here. So we have white main sequence. Alright. Now we're going to determine what kind of system objects we have. Gas giants, terrestrial planets, ice planets, asteroid belts, and such. And that is a little further down. We got to skip through these. We're going to come back to these, but we got to come down here first to the system objects. Here we are, system objects. 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 System obj Alright, so now here we do have a table, D6s, and some modifiers. So gas giants, D6 minus 1, minus 4 if it's a white dwarf, or minus 1 if it's a subgiant. But it's neither of those, so we're just going to go D6 minus 1. How many gas giants are in this star system? There's 4. That's a pretty good number. So we got 4 gas giants. How many terrestrial planets do we have? Earth-like planets. Or not Earth-like, but just solid planets. Let's go back. Terrestrials. No modifiers because we got the white main sequence. So it's just going to be a D6. Alright, so we got 2 terrestrial planets, solid planets. Alright, how many ice planets do we have? Alright, we do have a white main sequence, so we have a minus 1, probably because it's hotter, right? It's a hotter star, so we're not going to have as many planets made of ice orbiting it. So D6 plus 1 minus 1, so just D6. Let's do that. Wow, this is a pretty big solar system. We got 5 ice planets. And lastly, asteroid belts. D6 minus 3. No modifier for us. D6 minus 3. One. There's 1 asteroid belt out there. Alright, so how many planets are in here? There's 2 terrestrials, 4 gas, 5 ice planets, and an asteroid belt. So thinking, how our own solar system is kind of set up. We may have these 2 planets are maybe closer to the sun, maybe some gas giants, the asteroid belt, and then some distant ice planets. Okay, so we have a solar system. Now, let's determine which of these is going to be where the colony is at. So let's count them up, and this is how I did this earlier. So we got, all right, 6, 11, 12. We have 12 options, right? 6, 11, 12. So let's roll a d12 and kind of go down that. 10. So that's going to be on one of the ice planets. So one on the distant planets. So maybe some company, we're going to figure out why there's a colony on this distant ice planet, but that's where we're at. We got an ice planet. So colony is on an ice planet. And we'll say so the ice planet's going to be, they're going to be the furthest ones out. So let's determine which ice planet, just so we have good details to keep them. Now we're going to ignore the 6 because there's only 5. The first one is the first ice planet out. So that's telling me probably the 7th planet, and possibly, yeah, beyond the asteroid belt. So 7th planet from sun beyond the asteroid belt. Alright, so we got an ice planet. We got to get some more details on this ice planet and figure out why we have a colony here. So for gas giants, here's some features, but that's not where our colony is, so we don't need to worry about that. Asteroid belts again, but I think we did see, let's double check where we're at here. Planet size, okay, yeah, we're going to come up with some features here next. Alright, let's go back up. Now this is where we kind of go back up to where we started. Alright, so this is where we started, the star type. Now we can kind of move further. Planet size. So we're rolling 2d6. And actually, let me double check something. I just want to make sure I was right on something. Okay, yeah, just d6s. Alright. Never mind. Okay, here we are, planet size. Now, we have -2 to this roll if it's an ice planet. So we're going to roll 2d6 and then -2, and this is how big the planet is. So 2d6. So it's going to be a 7. What's a 7 tell us? All right, 7,000 kilometers, in diameter, 0.5 g gravity, sort of like Mars. So let's go 7,000 km, 0.5 g gravity, 7,000 km, 0.5 g gravity. I was going to say size of Mars, just so for some reference. All right, atmosphere. All right, oh, sorry. Okay, so we got some modifiers here. If the size, the diameter is 4,000 or less, it is not. If it's between 4 and 7,000, then it's a -2 on this roll. All right, so let's do 2d6 and then we'll do -2, right? 2d6, yeah. A 6, that's going to be a 4. What's 4 say? Breathable. Huh. We have a breathable atmosphere on this ice world. Okay, we'll go with that. Breathable. But how cold is it? It is an ice world after all. So, all right, so what's breathable mean? The atmosphere is at Earth density, contains oxygen and carbon dioxide in quantities to sustain human life. All right, cool. Temperature. Thin atmosphere, dense atmosphere. You know what? I don't think we need to roll here. I think we're just going to go frozen. It's an ice world far from the star. Yeah, it's frozen. Let's just go with that. I'm not going to bother rolling there. What? Because wouldn't that be weird if we had a burning temperatures on a frozen planet? All right, so we're going to go frozen. What's our geosphere look like? Well, we got some modifiers. Nothing special atmosphere, high temperature, burning, frozen. Okay, so we're going to use a -2. 2d6 -2. Alright, so 7, 5. What's 5? An arid world. Global deserts, dry steppes with some lakes and small seas. Now, I'm not thinking deserts, but it could be dry. It could be just a dry rock. Not a lot of precipitation to bring, to bring us surface water because everything's frozen. The air is somehow breathable, but we have a frozen world with not a lot of surface. So I'm just going to say arid world. All right, so now let's come up with some features. Planetary terrain features, but here's some ice planet features. That's what I want. All right, so it's just simple 2d6 it looks like. Wrong one. 6. Huge and active cryovolcano. Cryovolcano. I'm going to have to look that up. I mean, obviously, yeah, a volcano that spews frozen lava, or all right, we'll come back to that. That could be a definite adventure site, adventure location. Huge and active cryovolcano. That's hard to say. Cryovolcano. All right. So now we got our world, we got our solar system. Let's figure out what this colony is about now. What's going on with this colony? All right, so we got some modifiers. The atmosphere is breathable, so we get +1. But it is bigger than 4,000, right? Yeah, yeah. So we don't get this modifier. So we get +1, 2d6, and then we'll add +1. 5, 6. What's 6 give us? Startup. Did do that right. Breathable atmosphere +1. Just making sure. A 5. Yeah, I rolled a 5, and then so yeah, 6. So it's a startup. We have a 3d6 times 10 population, and this colony only has one mission that it's dedicated to. So 3d6 times 10. 70. Yeah, this is a small place, small colony. Well, I mean, it is a frozen world, so it's not really like you're going to be able, get a lot of people volunteering to come here. So we'll say 70. Colony type, startup, 70 people, one mission. All right, so let's figure out what that mission is. So if we come down here, okay, colony mission. And here's our modifiers. All right, startup, so we got -1, but we got +1 because it's breathable, and it's not, so it's just a straight, yeah, straight roll 2d6. Let's figure out what that is. Seven. What is a 7? Mineral drilling. That makes sense here. Frozen world, yeah. Someone probably discovered lots of mineral assets down in there. So we're gonna go with mineral drilling. This is a mining and drilling colony. Mineral drilling. Already starting to have some ideas come to mind. The standard, you're drilling down too deep and you wake something up. Okay, so we got a drilling colony. And let's see what we got in orbit around this ice world. No modifiers. It's not, it's not young. It's a startup. It's step. Okay, so we're just going to go 2d6. Find out what's in orbit. 7. Some moons. D3 moons. So let's do a D4 and just ignore the 4 if we get it. 2 moons. So this ice world has 2 moons. That may be relevant later. 2 moons. Colony factions. Alright, number of factions. Just 1d6. Let's do that. 1d6. Means you only got 70 people, so I'm not imagining you're like 2 balanced factions. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. We can do that. 2 balanced factions. And this is where, your characters are going to be, getting involved with story, getting involved with conflict. And also, I'm not sure if I mentioned, but this campaign mode, in my view, it kind of assumes that we're not going to see a xenomorph for maybe a few sessions, right? We're gonna develop, we're gonna get to know the NPC and the environment and what we're doing, go on a mission, go explore, and then eventually xenomorphs come into play. Okay, where was I doing? 2 balanced factions. Okay, so here are the colony factions. So since we got 2 of them, let's roll on this twice. So let's just see what these factions are about. 3 and a 2. Scientists and corporate representatives. That's a good group of all right, so scientists, corporate reps. Gonna put that here. Scientists and corporate reps. Because the scientists are they want to make sure that the drilling is done safe and things, people are good and maybe we can explore. But the corporate reps are like, well, we gotta drill faster, we gotta get more stuff. So yeah, we have these two. I won't say they're competing, but their ideas, their goals might not be so aligned. And let's have the story hook. Oh, oh, first, no. Oh, yeah, we got to do the colony allegiance. This is also rich in story because once we know where this colony, who essentially who funded and started this colony. So what do we have? 3d6. Let me make a note here. Colony allegiance. We're going to do a 3d6. 14. 14. Siegson. All right, so that's a corporation. So we're gonna go take a look at that here in a little bit. Siegson. Siegson. All right, and we got a bunch of story hooks here. Let's kind of roll one. And now one of the interesting things about Alien and the mechanics, notice how it says D66. All the dice you're rolling, if you haven't noticed already, are D6s. Sometimes you add them, but sometimes you roll them as you would a percentile die with D10s, where the first die that land would be the tens number, the second die would be the ones number, and you would either get an 11, or if they were both ones, or a 66 if they were both sixes. And so we see an example of that here. So let's take a look. D66. 50, 56. So what's 56 give us? Ooh, a religious leader is whipping up discontent. Okay. Religious leader whipping up discontent. Okay. So we have a home base. The outlines of a home base. I think the next steps would maybe be to kind of map this place out. With 70, if it houses 70 people, it's not going to be super huge. We're going to have living quarters, we're going to have maintenance, we're going to have mess halls, we're going to have some entertainment and exercise areas, and we're going to have drills. We're going to have probably, I'm thinking, large storage facilities where these big vehicles move out. We got people driving these vehicles, and they also have like these drills attached, so they're drilling down into the ice, trying to extract the minerals that they were sent here to extract. We got scientists who are trying to make sure we don't essentially if you're a Star Trek fan, maybe they're trying to follow the Prime Directive, like they don't want to interrupt that there's life here, and maybe that's it. Maybe they do discover life, and the scientists are like, we don't want to impact this life with our efforts, but we have the corporate representatives who are say, to hell with it, let's go for the minerals and get the profits. And meanwhile, we got some religious people who are kind of stirring up some discontent, and our players are kind of going to be kind of caught in that. And once I would present this setting to the players, this is where we start, and then they're going to make their characters around that. And I'd also imagine in this facility we have a landing pad for ships to land, resupply, because obviously this world is not going to be self-containing. Now we might be able to put something in the base, like some kind of garden, some kind of greenhouse, like indoors. And another interesting thing about this world is that the atmosphere is breathable. It's cold, it's frozen, so you do have to bundle up. But yeah, with I'm sure there's some sort of technological body heat regulator device you can insert with your jackets to keep regulate your body temperature and keep it warm. And maybe if the air is frozen, it may hurt to breathe, so you'd have to figure that out, right? You'd have the air is not poisonous, but it's really cold, so it might hurt to breathe. And yeah, so a lot of cool stuff to think about in this world. What they're drilling, what are they going to find when they drill, and we have a lot of human drama already baked into this scenario. So we can kind of take that human drama and start, coming. And once we know what our characters, where our characters fall into this setting, then we can start involving them with that human drama. I like this. This is a good start. Now we're going to go a little further on our next one. And what I think I might do is I might just make a character and kind of start from there. Like if I were a player character and this was my setting, I'm going to make that character and kind of come up with a background, and we're going to continue to build and develop on this. All right. Well, hey, yeah, thanks again. Appreciate your time. Appreciate you hanging out, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. And we'll continue this for next time. All right. Take care. Bye.